Welcome back, everyone. I'm Setharoth, and today we are continuing our deep dive into the spell mod Phenderix.
Yes.
Not only do we enjoy the wonders of a modded subcontinent with a wide range of quests, for starters, we are going to be diving into the spells of Phenderix. Today we're going to hit the frost spells, which are fairly similar to what you already saw with the fire spells in an earlier video. We're going to include a couple other spells that interact with them magically. And just for starters here, let's go ahead and bring in our lovely assistant. I'm not sure he's winning any beauty contests in the near future, but who knows what beauty standards are for Dremora. So our first spell we're going to be looking at is called Frost Channel. Obviously very similar to Fire Channel that we saw in a previous video. Frost magic, as usual, does less damage than fire, but has the added benefit of slowing the target. You'll remember the channel spell has quite a bit of range, so as a frost magic wielder, you'll probably have certain perks that slow targets more when they are hit with a frost spell. So stack those slow reduction perks on top of a frost spell with this kind of range, and you can really wail on a target long before it gets to you. Alright, next I want to look at Icicle Repeater. Volley an enemy with frost magic. Frost spells also slow the target. So if you remember the Skyrim spell Icicle, this is going to be very reminiscent to what we saw in a previous video of Firebolt. Oh, it's an ice machine gun. Who doesn't want an ice machine gun? I mean, come on. Even if you were someone with nefarious intentions, your projectiles just melt away. There's no ballistics that can track these projectiles. Actually, you could kind of, let me see here. I wonder how far in my name I could get. It's, one letter. Okay, so you can almost write your name with this spell, and it looks cool. And it's a machine gun of projectiles. What more could you possibly want? Keep in mind, while it does less damage, obviously this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's just so many projectiles. They do less damage individually than an icicle, but the fact that they are repeating and can therefore be hurled into a crowd is very much desirable. Alright, next I'm going to need my ebony sword, because we are activating frost enchantments. This is activated by the power button, and then when you hit, the target gets iced as well as slashed. There we go. So that'll add your frost effects when you hit with a melee weapon, which could be good for spell swords. And I guess for mages, if you're in a pinch, out of magicka, we'll swing a blade and pray that you don't die, because that's generally not what mages do. But we're going to go ahead and move on then. Alright, next is the Ice Storm Repeater. I'll let your mind wander as to what this is going to do. Oh, that just, man, this is what happens when the Frost Mage really cuts loose, right? And then we've got our little stockpile, our little section here that gives us all of our magicka back. Isn't that just pretty? I mean, everything there just freezes. This is what you do on a nice hot summer day when all of your cattle just die, and you can just freeze them all right away and then take them home. So that is a fun one as well. A lot of the Phenderix spells, at least for apprentice and adept level, tend to focus on machine gunning certain vanilla spells, which I gotta say I am not disappointed in at all. Entombment. This is one I have not tried yet. Frost Entombment effect 6 seconds, plus 3 generic frost damage 6 seconds. Okay, so... very nice. This is actually similar to, there's a druidic mod where you can become a wolf that shoots ice and can freeze the target. And that is exactly what that looks like. That is cool. I bet you can do this on multiple targets. So this is actually a really nice form of crowd control. What difficulty is this? Okay, this is expert level spell. Okay, yeah, this is the kind of crowd control that I would expect from an expert level frost mage. Should be like, I'm going to put you on timeout, sir. Goodbye. Thank you very much. And just keep on running. So that could be useful too. If you're just testing a mod, or you're trying to finish a quest and you don't want to bother with whoever is poking at you, you can just poke back and hopefully slow them down enough to get away. All right, what do we got next? All right, next is Dragon Blast. I can imagine what this is going to look like. 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. Yep, that's pretty. That is a sight I do not like to see as my stamina plummets and the Frost Dragon just tears me to pieces. But there you go. There is the mage's answer to the question on how do you fight Dragon's Breath attacks. The answer is you make your own, because magic is awesome like that. Keep in mind, when I'm trying out all of these spells, I don't have any perks for elemental stuff right now, because I wanted to show you guys what these spells are like vanilla. But if you were, well, not vanilla, but, you know, out of the box. But if you were to combine a lot of these spells, for example, you reduce the amount of slow, you reduce their magic resist, you do extra damage. There's a lot more that these spells would do if I was fully tricked out in all of my perks. I'm not doing that for the demo because I want you guys to see what you're getting into at the core of the mod. So it's kind of interesting, though, that it seems to do less damage the more times he's hit. Or is it because I was farther away? No, that seems to be doing less damage each hit. Interesting. Oh well. Alrighty, so let's see. That was Dragon's Breath, or Dragon's Blast, so I'll let your mind wander as to what Dragon's Breath looks like. This is going to be fun. And a 3. And a 2. And, okay, right, yes, this is a channeled spell. My mistake. Woo! Sub-zero temperatures here. Very arctic. And very friendly on your magicka reserves. No, never mind. That is chewing right through your magicka. I just happened to get on the little slab here and bring it all back before I was paying attention. Okay, so as far as the Frost Mage is concerned, as long as they're all coming at you from the same direction, like, they're done. That'll do it. Although, ironically, if you're fighting Nords, they'll just run right through all of that and break your face. So, keep that in mind as far as balance is concerned. There are certain monsters that will laugh in the face of that spell and will still beat you senseless. Alright, last but not least, Concussive Strike. Oh, this will be familiar. Let's see. And, alright, so you've got your Concussive Strike. Target's almost dead. Target's is slowed. And there's the concussive part. Alright, so keep in mind that you have to hit an actual physical target before those concussive strikes will go off. So it has to be a living thing. And then if you've got enough frost stacked on it to slow down the target's pursuit, they will still be standing there when they explode. And as you can tell, I also got hurt from that. So when you get up to these high-powered Phenderix spells, you do need to be a little cautious because they can hurt you a lot. A lot. Now, if you remember from the last time we were talking about the fire spells and how they interacted with darkness spells, water spells, frost spells, there are some additional interactions between these spells that you don't see in vanilla spells in Skyrim. For example, if the target is already on fire... Am I still missing? Yep, I'm missing my little demo guy. Come back, Mr. Churl. I need you to suffer a whole lot of pain, but you're just going to be sent back to your original plane anyway. So if a target is burning, and then you apply frost, that actually extinguishes the flames and applies both a steam effect and what is called a waterlogged effect, which is kind of like an emphasized slow. So when you apply those, it actually does a little extra bonus damage, which encourages you to combine the two spells if you want to do both fire and frost. Now, there's also another type of spell called water type spells we haven't gotten into yet in detail, but these also work with frost. So if I use a water spell that apparently does an insane amount of damage, that is the fire hose from the great beyond. I'm trying to just not... There we go. So if you see bubbles, then you apply your frost, and that will do... Let's see, make sure I've got this right. The target will freeze, which ends the waterlogged effect. So the bubbles will go away. Hydro touch. It must be a very much touch spell. Okay, so once you've got bubbles, you apply the frost effect, and that will amplify the freeze and dispel the bubbles. Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, you're done, sir. That will dispel the bubbles. So I like that the modder took the time to consider, you know, if they're covered in ice and then we hit them with heat, then obviously they're going to start steaming and not be frozen anymore, and that'll do extra damage. And then if they're all watered down and waterlogged, and you hit them with frost, then obviously there's going to be an additional frost effect, like the water on them will freeze. I like that the modder took the time to really get into the immersion of what different spells would be like if they were interacting with each other, which I think is fantastic. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite spell so far among the frost spells was. I think my favorite was the Entombment spell, which is that little bad boy right there. I think I like it more because it's unique, right? Some of the Phenderix spells get a little repetitive, pun intended. Firebolt repeater, Ice Storm repeater, Icicle repeater. But this is something that I don't remember from any of the frost spells in vanilla, that it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it does help with crowd control, which is definitely what a frost mage leans towards, right? It's about slowing down those melee attackers and whittling away at their health before they finally get to you. So this is a good like emergency, oh crap, you're too close for my comfort, poop, down you go kind of spell. Definitely my kind of spell, because my mages don't do too well when they get in close. They tend to die, or it might be because I use modded giants that are terribly destructive. Okay, all right, I think that was everything I wanted to show for this video. As you can see, today's theme was frost. You know what? Let's go ahead and see how far we can take this. Let's see, Dragon Breath. That was a concentration spell. So let's check out the range on this bad boy. Woo! No? Nothing? Okay, I'm not giving up. We got to find one of these. What is this? Ice Storm? It must have been Ice Storm that was making all of these vertices. We're trying to get some ice. We're trying to get into the winter theme here. There we go. Yeah, get some ice on the roofs, ice on the chandeliers. Make this feel like Santa's little summer palace, and he just brought enough cold to keep him company. It's a little bit of Phenderix redecorating there. Get a nice frost effect. Oh, that's fun. Alright. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video so far. Stay tuned. I believe for the next video we will be hitting the lightning-related spells from the Phenderix mod. I think we'll wrap up by going for a nice walk out in the moonlight. Let me know down in the comments below what was your favorite frost spell we saw so far. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all later. Take care.